You guys, good to see one of our great
Where is this?
Mount Shem.
Mount Shem, okay.
When was that? Three of us.
Last summer.
Good.
Wow. It's my first time over Shem.
Jim?
Yeah. Shem? Those hikers are pissed off. It took them 5 hours to get up there. It took us like,
Say it again?
the hikers are pissed. I was saying, hi! They're like, oh, take off, man. Oh, well, thank you guys for having us out. So we're going to do our best to discuss team flying.
So,
Mike?
how many feet were you in the
Oh, there are already chairs here. Is anyone using the these? No. Oh, there was a camera. Okay, we'll go to
Myself, I'm about a 200-hour pilot, and Kim's about a 100-hour pilot. And so we're not like people who've been at it for a long, long time. I've been flying for about 4 years. Kim's been flying for about 2 years. We fly on the weekends. We don't have flex jobs, so
You don't have much time.
we're the average people out there flying, right? And as James mentioned earlier, some of the world records are being smashed, and I just wanted to point out that it's team flying that's actually doing it. And these guys have been flying together for 2 years. I read their article in Cross Country magazine, and it's they're using a technique that works really well. And some of the benefits of flying together. I know a lot of people have a lot of anxiety, and flying alone is one of them, right? So if something happens, somebody's actually going to be there who cares, who's actually going to come and get you, right? Most likely.
Unless they're your spouse.
Yeah, no, good to see you. Good to see you. I know my voice is struggling because I'm just finishing up a cold, and we'll see if I can't say anything, well then, you know why. But anyways, teams sample more air, and it makes it a little bit easier, because I've seen other pilots behind us that they're scratching more often, where we seem to circle in onto that core and then get out of that spot a little bit easier, right? You can thermal better. Because you're flying with somebody and seeing what the air is doing in front of you, it makes it a lot easier actually to thermal with somebody there in the thermal with you. Right? And it also helps mapping, the map where you're going. When you see somebody, they sink out just in front of you, or they're therming up, you can alter your turn, so it makes it a lot better. And then your decisions, actually, a lot of them are a lot better because you're with somebody and they say, what are you thinking? Or what are you doing over there, right? They'll speak up.
Is that just when you're flying with your spouse?
Well, you'd be surprised. Yeah, 2 brains are better than 1 for sure, right? Especially when solo flying. And obviously you'll fly better. And flying with other people always helps because their skills rub off, so you're learning quicker, right? And hopefully you'll have more fun, right? So if everybody encourages each other, it is actually a lot more fun. So I really enjoy flying with my spouse. I think it's a lot of fun, right?
We'll fly more often, eh?
We'll fly more often, yes. And I believe you will fly farther because it's easier to stay in the air when you got somebody with you.
You get better video.
Yeah, you get better video. Yeah. You got 2 cameras instead of 1, right? And there's no real speed circuits, right? So even though sometimes it takes longer to get kind of coordinated, get going, you end up actually traveling better. And I have a little video at the end, hopefully it will play, that'll show one solo pilot against just two of us. We're not like, it shows the difference. Okay, so I broke this up into two parts, planning and decision part. So the planning part is a little bit boring, but it's really important to cover that because it makes all the difference. And the planning part, so have your information ahead of time, so you just don't show up and think that you're going to fly together, because it's not going to work. Everyone must know how to play together. And small teams work better. 2 3-man teams, if you got big gaggles, that doesn't work so well. It may as well be a competition. And one of the things that I do a lot before on launch is days and months before I plan my routes. I'm actually going over a lot of Alex's routes, I'm going over Claudia's routes, I'm going over Peter Spears' routes, and actually Igor's too, all the best guys, right? Well, this is Skyways in Bassano, Italy, and before we flew in there, before I went there, I was actually looking, well, where are the routes? Where are they flying? What are they actually doing? This is just one of the things that I was using, and it's important to take that information because if you get on site and you don't know what where you're going or anything, you're probably not going to succeed because you'll get to the house thermal and then what do I do next? Because you've got to have something in your head of where you're going, right? And then the weather information, that's a little closer, just before the day, a couple days before or the day of. And I'll go over that with when we're going up, driving up. I'll be looking at, this is just one tool I use. The windgrams is very useful. But talking to your partner about what you think the weather is, what it's going to be like higher up, where the cloud base is, what you think you can do, right? And so you're going to talk about this on the drive up to launch. So often I'll take a screenshot of that, so I don't have to re-download it. So you each have an idea of what the day is going to be like, and hopefully it'll be better, right? And then having a plan A route, a plan B route, so if it's not as good as you think, or it's better than you think, you have an idea of what's going on. So a lot of this goes on before we even show up at launch.
Let's go back to that. Is what I noticed, I know you guys are just learning, right? So what I noticed is looking at these different charts, is, believe it or not, it's the shape of a penis.
Yes.
For penises, you're like, what?
Alex pointed that out. That when this is the shape of a penis, it's a really good day.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's true.
It's true. It's true. So that's a medium good day.
That's pretty big. We don't want any inversions, okay?
Really simple, yeah.
Big result.
Okay, another big downfall that we're slowly working through is communication. And what we've been using the last year has been dual frequency, so we set our radio up so that we can listen to the West Coast frequency when they're talking and we can hear what's going on, but we're talking on another channel. And that works pretty good when you have one radio, but I think this year we're going to be flying with 2 radios per person so that we can still have the West Coast on one and we can turn you guys down when you're talking too much and we can talk with each other. It's really, really important to have good communication because you talk a lot to each other. And to do this, you don't want to have to let go of the controls, reach over and talk. You want to be able to have something on your hand so that you can fly and talk, because a lot of times that's critical. That it's easy, it's a no-brainer, right? To let go of the controls when you're in a thermal and it's a good strong thermal, it's not going to happen. And fix the wind noise. Put something over your mic so you don't hear wind noise. Because how many of you guys talk on the radio and you can't hear anything? Fix that, right?
And all else fails is your radio does go out. Many times.
Oh yeah, we've lost our radios.
Communicating signals is very important to learn that together.
Yeah, yelling across. We've done that to each other.
With your feet, we've done some different signals with our feet. And arms, of course.
Yeah, and before you go, one of the tools I use is, this is one of the things that I've made up here. I have it's XC, Thermic XC. It's, it might be a German site or whatever, but it doesn't matter, it's in English. I make up these little maps so that I know where typically the hot spots are, and I know what I need to do to jump from one gap to another. I know you can't see it really well, it doesn't show up on the screen really well, but the little green number shows you an altitude and stuff. I already have that in my head. This is what I need, minimum, to make a gap jump. And I kind of know already ahead of time. These are all, the computers figured this out, where all the hot spots are, and they're rated according to color. If you go to this site, this is one tool that I used, and I printed it out on a map.
What site is that?
This is wood site.
No, I know that. I
This one right
read
here.
Can't see that.
The
The website.
website.
Just type in Google Thermic XC or Thermic, and it'll come up if you Google that. And you just take a screenshot, and I've added the airspace for the Class F, not into Class E, so I know at least the ceiling of how much I can do. I know there's a couple other spots here I haven't put in, but at least I'm not worried about that. So it's a lot of planning ahead of time. I make a map, I carry this map, and I'll actually have it on my console just below